It's Madden NFL 22, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Bills and the Broncos, and it's coming up next.
We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of NFL on EA Sports. Just a short time ago, sounds loud enough to reverberate across the Rockies. They're ready for football in Denver as the Broncos get set to do battle with the Buffalo Bills. Brandon Gardner alongside my good friend Charles Davis. Charles, so often it's the quarterbacks that are in the spotlight, and in this game, no different. We have a very compelling matchup. Josh Allen of the Bills, Teddy Bridgewater of the Broncos.
We do indeed, and something I'm going to be watching for. Who can get off to a fast start? If you can go out and get points on the first drive, preferably a touchdown, you can really set the tone for the game. And I think that both of these quarterbacks are more than capable of doing just that.
From Denver. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. For the Buffalo offense coming out, and it is Josh Allen who is at the helm.
And in this league, there are many quarterbacks who have their most success running the ball, while there are others who have big arms. There aren't too many guys who can do both. And at the end of many games, this guy leads his team not just in passing, but in rushing as well.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Allen going to give this one to Singletary. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Third play here, this opening drive is up against a 3rd and 5. Here's Allen. Flush to his right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big time play.
Play action. Now it's Allen. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
And that may have been incomplete, but he reminds me so much of when my dad used to take me to the baseball stadium and watch the home run hitters in batting practice. I'll get to the stadium early just to watch this kid throw it. He can throw it out of the stadium.
second down. Here's a run with Singletary. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Throwing is Allen on third. Flushed out right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Decent gain on the scramble of 6, but now it's 4.
I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rounding, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. On is the punter Hawk as he gets this one away. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line. So here are the Broncos banked up to start their initial drive. And they'll be led out by their quarterback, the former Louisville Cardinal, Teddy Bridgewater.
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball, run it inside. Everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
Tackle made there by Matt Milano.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this second down call after that type of a game.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now Bridgewater. He's got room to run past the 20 as he's all the way up to the 24-yard line.
They were backed up to start the drive, but how about that aggressiveness? Firing it downfield right away. Nice job there getting out towards what would have been their normal starting position.
A first down throw for Bridgewater. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line. And that was one that I kind of saw coming, charging a free safety, just hanging back there over the middle, waiting. And he saw that ball go in the air, and he jumped on it.
And I don't know why the quarterback didn't see that. That was just your standard cover 3, which means the free safety in the middle of the field, the 2 corners, and they divide the field in thirds. But when you have a free safety with range, like a good center fielder, he can go from side to side and make plays on the football as he did there.
So after the INT, it's Allen. Rolling to his right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
On 2nd down now, Singletary, and a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Marked that down for a win in the defense's column.
Allen going to try and throw on 3rd down. Escaping and he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Josh Allen, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Bills have taken the early lead.
That was not a designed run. It was supposed to be a pass, but it turned into an exceptional run. What a scramble for a touchdown.
The call is to go for one and kick the extra point. And it's 7-0 Buffalo. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it was Josh Allen using his legs to polish things off. After the touchdown pass to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as he'll get him down shy of the 20. Getting set to go again here, Teddy Bridgewater coming back onto the field. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things. You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the pistol, they run with Gordon. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
But now they're in a spot that every team tells us when we have our production meetings they don't want to be in, 3rd and long. And that's because those back-to-back running plays just didn't accomplish a whole lot.
An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. Throwing, Bridgewater. Staying on his feet. But he can't get away forever, and down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the side.
Gotta give it points for the attempts. There's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
On 4th down, Sam Martin is on and one for the Broncos. Isaiah McKenzie is back deep for the Bills. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Josh Allen leads the offense out for their next possession. And he's been busy with his feet. He's been quite the scrambling man.
And obviously that can break down a defense, but a lot of it is just that they just get trapped with worrying about it so much that other things break down as well. You know, you break the huddle, and you're not just playing what comes out at you. You're like, oh, God, don't let him outside of the pocket. Don't let him beat us with his legs. And then he starts to beat you other ways.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage. On second down. Singletary. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. They lost 4 there, and it's third down. Vision and speed, 2 of the attributes that you might say are important for a free safety, and we saw both in evidence there.
And so much of being a good tackler is understanding and taking the right angles to a ball carrier. And that was just tremendous straight line speed there. He eliminated the angles and was able to meet his man behind the line of scrimmage.
And the next-gen stats show us the top speed there, better than 18 miles an hour. And it looks like they've got 6 DBs on the field here for 3rd and 9. Allen. And he finds Beasley complete. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist to the referee. And that means 4th down. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be 4th down. Here's Matt Hawk now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it's sailed out at the 10-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Denver's offense now set to go. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn it into first downs and hopefully points. And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. That's caught over the middle by Fant. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with the tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Off the play fake, Bridgewater. That will almost intercepted, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be second down.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now a handoff. This is Gordon. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
Bridgewater on 3rd and 2. He's got his tight end Fant, and he will have the Broncos first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Now Gordon on 1st down. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with third down looming. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best block.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. Yeah, Williams is going to be stopped short of the yellow line. He did not get there. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
Quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
He's got the leg, but it's no good. He missed it right, and this score will stay right where it is.
It looked good when it left his foot, but he kind of sliced it a little bit, and he winds up missing it wide right.
The Bills' offense back out onto the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Singletary to get the drive started. And it worked this forward for about 3 at second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win, but if you're hoping just to hit that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up. Found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. To the air, Allen. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They'll run on first down with Singletary. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. A play fake to Singletary, and now it's Allen. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Tommy Sweeney, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and 4. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
Now Allen. He hits Beasley right side. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
Well, every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know, as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. A gain of 6 there on first. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
4 yards to go on 2nd down from the 7. Allen to throw once more. He's got it. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver trying to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
They'll look to run with Singletary. And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. Devin Singletary taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Bills lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Tyler Bass now for the point after. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it was finished off by a Devin Singletary touchdown run. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. To return it, here's Deontay Spencer. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Set to take over, the Broncos offense trots back out. Now, they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Give them a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. From the gun, Bridgewater. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And they get him down, but now before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
You can almost hear the sign of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Now a first down carry, it's Williams. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. Really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. He'll get 4 yards on the carry there, and we will get to the end of the first quarter of play. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football. The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Throwing is Bridgewater. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Ed Oliver, that time, the one to get in there and bring him down. Well, when you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too many plays that go in the wrong direction like that one.
Yeah, when you take a good look at it broadly, sacks are better than giving up an interception. But where they are on the scoreboard, they've got to get rid of all of that and just create positive plays for themselves in order to have a chance.
Here's Sam Martin now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And the Bills will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. Here comes Josh Allen and the Bills offense back onto the field. He's got to be feeling pretty good. Playing well. Team has the lead, so just looking to mount a drive here that ends in the end zone.
And all quarterbacks will tell you, hey, we love a running game, helps us out. But at the end of the day, they want to rely on their arm, throw the football, feel good about things, keep things moving in the right direction. Right now, that's exactly what we're seeing.
And we'll see if that continues.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
On the handoff, it's Singletary. Singletary, a 1st down and more. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Those are the types of runs they told us they want to see more of. Look, they love the 60 to 70-yard runs, but those 10 to 20-yarders, they can help you win a ball game.
And that means everyone's invested because you know the big guys up front, that's what they do. They try and move people. But when you get your perimeter guys involved downfield, that means that they care about the running game and they know it helps their team.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Allen now looks to throw. And his throw here is incomplete.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
2nd and 10. Allen going to throw. He'll let this thing go for Sanders. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now the handoff comes to Gordon. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 4. Bridgewater to throw it. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Gregory Rousseau with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. Josh Allen leads the offense out for their next possession. They've got the lead. He's a big reason why, looking sharp so far.
And as we travel around the league, we see quarterbacks get it done in a variety of ways. But today's NFL does tell us one thing. If that guy doesn't play well, their team's not going to win. And right now, he's got his team in the lead.
And now they'll look to extend that lead. Big Mike Purcell with a tackle. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Allen. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, a tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 43 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. And sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. Two of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
On first down, they stick with Singletary. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. To throw, it's Allen. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I know we're just in the second quarter and there's ways to go in this game, but that's a second drop. I'm wondering if that's a little bit of an alarm bell for them when they start calling plays on the offensive side of the ball.
His eyes already looking upfield on that last one before he brought it in. The Bills on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Oh, he's going to go for it all. He will find Diggs in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. Stephon Diggs. 38 yards. And the Bills will add on to their lead. So there is the big arm of Josh Allen on display. He can throw it as deep as anybody, and that was an absolute laser.
And you'd think on third down they'd just be looking for something right beyond the sticks. And I think they caught the defense flat-footed as a result because they decided they were going to take a shot right there, and it ended up being a big play.
Yeah, and you see the final number there on how far that ball traveled. Pretty impressive. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now 21-0. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it culminates in a Bills touchdown. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. On the return is Spencer. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as these guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Broncos about set to go on offense. And some dangerous territory. Already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here. An inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Bridgewater. And his throw is incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all. And I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
The Broncos on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. To throw, Bridgewater. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
Here's Sam Martin now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. A 40-yard punt, no return. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Buffalo offense and Devin Singletary heading back out there. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
8 yards to go on 2nd down. Here's Allen to throw it. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Give him 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Boy, that one was well read defensively. And this is all about diagnosis as a safety and being decisive because he saw it setting up in front of him, able to knife through there and make the play.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. Here it's 3rd and 3. Throwing now is Allen. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Buffalo. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the side and puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep him warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now to make him all the work he's getting.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. On the counter, here's Gordon. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. 2 yards on the 1st down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the 2nd down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here comes Josh Allen and the Bills offense back onto the field. He's thrown for a touchdown. He also ran for a touchdown, so they have to count for a guy that can do a little bit of both.
And because of that, that puts the defense back on its heels. Because normally you just think, okay, he's going to throw the ball. Let's tee off, put a little extra pressure on him. But when he's able to either escape or run with the ball and design plays, that really changes what you try and do on defense.
Yeah, you certainly can't forget about the arm, that's for sure.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
On first down, Allen. And that is incomplete. No, the coverage a little too good there. And it's second down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now Allen. Working the middle here, that's complete to Knox, the tight end. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This time it's 3rd and 3. Allen. The left side caught by Diggs. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
They'll run on first down. Singletary down right around the 25. Alexander Johnson there on the stop.
That's a really nice play to be able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. On the counter, this is Singletary. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line. The Bills on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Allen. He'll get this out wide to Singletary. And he does not get to the first down marker as they stop him at the 19. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They're going to run for it. It's Moss. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. No dice for Sean McDermott in the offense. And the Broncos will take over on downs. So he needed the short yardage, Charles. He elected to try to bounce it outside of the outer third, unsuccessful.
Sometimes those plays are stacked up by the defense and there's nowhere to go, so you have to bounce it outside. And some backs just get impatient. They want to go to where they think there's more open territory instead of going where the play was actually blocked. In any case, it didn't work here.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And this, you'd hate to say that a drive in the first half must end in points, but you're down 21-0. They're going to have to get something going fairly quickly.
I would agree totally with that, because if you're going to mount the comeback, It's going to have to come in bits and pieces. It doesn't just all come at one time, right? We haven't seen anything more than a 6-point touchdown ever in this game, right? So that's how it has to be done. Get points on the board now. Start your comeback. But you're exactly right. Let's get it going right here in this spot.
From the 27, Bridgewater steps away to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was take it in run time, and he picks up a first down.
On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Bridgewater now for Gordon on the draw. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
The Broncos on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. This is Gordon on the dump off. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. A nice job of bringing that in, but why was he so close to the sideline there? They had all kinds of room in the flat.
A little bit of a lack of coordination between him and the quarterback, because both of them should have seen that room that was available, that space. Stop your route a little bit shorter, put it on him, and let him turn and get upfield.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And looking up into the sun, he's able to make the fair catch inside the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Josh Allen leads the offense out for their next possession. He's thrown for a touchdown pass, and he's run for one so far.
When you're able to watch a guy perform at a high level and do it in multiple ways, yeah, arm, legs, he really helps his team in a big way. You've got to think that they feel great about where they are in this ball game, and they feel even better about him leading their team.
Now he's hoping to put them into a better spot after this drive. Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Play action. Now it's Allen. And Diggs has it. And some room to work. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big gain there for the Bills.
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. In a sense, less can become more, and it was right there.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. To the air, Allen. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
You definitely would like to hit on that one because now you've got a 3rd and long showing up, and you just know defense is going to be getting after it. They are pinning their ears back, and they are coming.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Allen. Isaiah McKenzie hauling it in. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So NFL Divisional 2026.
Finding Knox there, complete.
I think Buffalo Bills and the Denver Broncos
19 on the last play.
is on tomorrow, like Saturday.
Here he finds his big tight end for good yardage, and that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Back to throw again. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. The hit comes late. We saw it. There's your flag.
And we know that there's a guideline, right? Ball's gone. You get 1 step. If you're within 1 step of the quarterback, you can hit him as long as it's still done legally.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Josh Allen with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Bills are able to add on to their first half lead.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get 1 more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Here's Bass now for the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it was Josh Allen using his legs to polish things off. After the touchdown pass to kick it away. Deontay Spencer on the return from his end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped it to 14. The Broncos and Cortland Sutton heading back out there. You would have to think they're going to make it more of a priority to get him the football. You're losing here in the 2nd quarter. He's been really quiet.
I think all we have to do, and it's too bad we can't actually see the actual play sheet now from the coordinator, because he's looking down at that and saying, okay.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick, and he will take this down to the 10-yard line. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
49, guys. Mike.
So after the INT, it's Allen. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
To throw again on second down. Allen, they'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Touchdown! Devin Singletary. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Bills are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Bass on for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Out of the end zone comes Spencer. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Melvin Gordon leading Denver's offense back out. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way as well.
And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. It's a big play there for the Broncos.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10.
49, guys. Mike, 49. Watch the twist.
Bridgewater now. He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Bridgewater now from the 50. Oh, and Bridgewater intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked off near the 44. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. 3 first-half interceptions now. And, Charles, you'd have to think a fair amount of concern is developing over there on that sideline.
And there should be, because essentially he's been a little loose and possibly reckless with the football here in the first half. Now, maybe it's not all on him, but still 3 interceptions. That puts the entire team in jeopardy. So the play caller from here on out, got to design some throws for him that he can complete, keep it away from the defense, and try and get him back on track.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This is a 49-yard attempt. Right hash. The kick by Bass is good. So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect there.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. On the return is Spencer. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First, though, let's get a check on the next-gen stats from that first half for the Bills. And our statisticians got through a couple of pencils already. This offense is on pace for potentially 500 yards in passing. That's pretty incredible. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. Out of the end zone comes Spencer, and only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Getting set to go here, Teddy Bridgewater and company marches back onto the field. And that first half was nothing short of a disaster. 0 points on the scoreboard and a big 3 in the INT column.
So they've got to get him going, obviously, right? So you've got to get him in rhythm. And we always think of short passes. I think of jet sweeps where they just kind of toss the ball forward. You know, that counts as a forward pass. And then you can say to him, look at that. You completed 3.
Now he's hit. Bridgewater loses the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. And they came out of the locker trailing. Not a good way to start the second half with their first drive.
Can't imagine that the discussion at halftime encompassed this at all. In fact, I'm sure they talked about, okay, kind of wipe the slate clean, start the second half, and let's go out and play the way we know that we can. That's not a great example of it.
They didn't envision that. Here's Allen following the fumble recovery. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Sanders. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7.
Come on. And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
They run here with Singletary, and he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Allen going to throw. Looking in zone, but it's incomplete.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
You talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Allen now looks to throw. Toward the pylon, caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
Well, the coverage was tight that time. They allowed the pass underneath to him, but they rallied to him pretty fast, too. Converged on him and got him down. That'll bring up 4th down.
The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. Singletary, they'll run for it. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop it? They did. They gave it to him in search of his 3rd touchdown, but he's denied. And the Bronco defense comes up big. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a 3rd situation, the head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Well, he got what he could there, just trying to move forward and gain a little bit of yardage and create some space. You know the pressure is going to be tough defensively.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
49, guys. Mike, 49.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for 1st.
If you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Bridgewater from the gun on 3rd down. And that's complete. Albert Okuegbunam. And he will have the Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I wonder if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a 1st down.
So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Another tote for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Bridgewater. That's going to be caught by Jones.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Bridgewater. Outright, this one goes to Patrick. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Let's go, defense.
Here's Bridgewater. Throw to the right here to Gordon. That catch good for only a couple.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam coming out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Second and 8 coming up. Now a handoff. This is Gordon. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's third down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's third and 3.
49, 49, guys. Mike, 49.
They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave with some options here on 4th and inches.
When the 4-3 defense is functioning really well, you know who stays what we call clean and no one gets to him? The guy playing the middle linebacker position, the guy we call Mike. That means the defensive front is eating up all the blocks and just let him go to the football and make a play.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Bridgewater. He'll get that complete to Albert O. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. Now Gordon on first down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right in a yard.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with second and a yard. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Gordon, and he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Only a yard in the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. From the red zone now, Bridgewater. And that's incomplete.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick 6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the third row.
So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down. From the gun, Bridgewater. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
What we've seen so far in this game, they are not going to allow a big shot over the top. You can have whatever you want underneath. They'll give you that, but they're not going to let you beat them deep.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at third and 10. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. The kick by McManus is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
A simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position where we were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence. Not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
This time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
Key 26, key 26.
Throwing again on second down. Allen. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Bradley Chubb doing what he does best, getting that sack. We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away from pretty good yardage. And that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time, it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Throwing now is Allen. He'll get this out right to Singletary. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A big play that time on the catch and run. Well, that is a running back who was not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
Yeah, and this defense has had its share of problems getting guys to the ground. And here's another example. They never should have allowed this play to gain as many yards as it did. But poor tackling early in the play led to big yardage after the fact.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Buying time to his left. Room here to run. And he'll even avoid the contact in the end as he will finally slide to a halt. A big play there on the scramble.
Partner, it's often the man coverage is easier for the quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taking off with it. What a big-time pickup on that play.
So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And Allen will have the first down as he's able to slide to avoid the contact at the end.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier in this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you have to think about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Allen. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Josh Allen, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Bills have taken a 6-touchdown lead. The quarterback run has eaten him up all game long, and there he goes again, this time into the end zone.
And what I like about what I'm seeing, absolutely running almost with impunity. He's not worried about his body. He's not worried about sliding. He's not worried about protecting himself. He's worried about getting yardage. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, you've got to start figuring out what these blocking schemes are and finding ways to defeat them.
Tyler Bass now for the point after. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it was Josh Allen using his legs to polish things off. After the touchdown pass to kick it away. On the return is Spencer. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So the Broncos coming out now. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got just pin their ears back and get after them now.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Bridgewater to throw it. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a little bit of steam. Oh, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. I'm lucky they didn't get him down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. That's complete. Okuegbuna. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Back-to-back games of 17. They are really on the march now to first down.
It's taken a while for those offenses to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. Over the middle, complete to Judy. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Now what we're seeing is this is much better for this offense because so far in this game, no touchdowns to this point, and what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue, not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. To the air again with Bridgewater. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. And Oliver able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. And it's never going to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Here's Bridgewater. And this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown Broncos. 10 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Broncos are able to just make things a bit more respectable. Precision, precision, precision. That's the definition of it right there. Great pass, great catch for the score.
Yeah, people talk about arm strength all the time. Well, if you're not precise and you're not accurate, the arm strength really doesn't matter. We saw a little bit of everything with that throw.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. So they get one score back, but still a long ways to go here in this 3rd quarter. So that drive in total 8 plays, and it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. McKenzie now from his end zone. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. A play fake to Singletary, and now it's Allen. And he's got his man here, Beasley. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Now Allen. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
From the 41, Allen, and his throw is going to be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. This is a draw play. Allen gives to Singletary. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
So many things going to making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Buffalo. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that, right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
And he'll find a little space. He gets us out near the 10. It's a pickup of 6, and that's going to do it for this third quarter. Is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
First down, Bridgewater. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing is Bridgewater. This is the tight end fan. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well as a defense. They don't want to get so soft now that they're going to just throw the ball all over the place against them. It gets big yardage and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 42-yard line. And again, it's Bridgewater. He's going to drop this one down to Gordon, and he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. He's having a big game through the air, and sometimes those smart decisions just dump it off. That's how you continue to have big games through the air.
I agree totally. That's a great analogy, a great way to put it, because he doesn't get too greedy where everything has to be pushed downfield, trying to create big plays that aren't there. You dump it off and take that nice gain, and things add up, and now you have the kind of game he's having.
It's another 10 yards on that one, and another first down.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a the game slows down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? When this deficit, this stage of the game, 2nd half, no quitting him.
0.
A first down throw for Bridgewater. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. So that one a disaster. A big loss there with 2nd down coming up.
That one is everything in beauty. I know they completed the pass, but look at the yardage. I mean, who does that make happy?
That's why I don't play in PPR points per reception fantasy leagues right there. You don't deserve anything for that.
But you get credit for it? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Well, I know whoever has this team's defense, they were happy about that play.
Throwing on second and long. Bridgewater, and he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
On third down, this is Melvin Gordon. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to lead him to fourth down.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Desperation time, fourth down, Bridgewater. That's to his running back, complete. And they got it inside the 10 at the 8.
And with the scoreboard against him, this was definitely fourth down territory. Really nice job finding a way to get open. And a really nice throw. That sets him up with first and goal.
Bridgewater. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, second and goal. Back to the ground now with Gordon. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a third and goal.
Partner's been my experience that after two stops like that near the goal line, defenses only become bolder. They don't back off at all. I think they continue to bring pressure and force them to make a really big play against them.
And the incompletion, then the run for no gain. Let's see now. Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while, but when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get sixes instead of threes.
That's out to the flat for Gordon. And he's going to be out of bounds, a few yards shy of the line to gain. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup and let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. We you know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
On the ground, it's Singletary. And down he'll go at the 25. 82 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. On 2nd and inches, Allen rolling to his left. And Allen will have the first down as he's able to slide to avoid the contact at the end. Not only another first down, it also puts him over 100 yards rushing.
That's not something you see very often in the NFL. We see it more in college. But I think with more of the melding of the college game with quarterbacks, we'll see this a little bit more often in the future.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Allen going to give it to Moss. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18. Singletary again, shedding through the defense. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On 3rd down, they go with Singletary. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Buffalo. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. Denver's offense ready to go again. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the gun, Bridgewater. He's going to look deep for his running back, Gordon. Now the defense loses him. It's complete. And all the way down to the 37. A huge play there for Denver.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Bridgewater now. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Gregory Rousseau picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
Another try after the first down sack. Bridgewater. That's caught over the middle by Fant. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
He'll find Sutton on the right side, complete. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to first down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Now Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal. From the right hash, this from 48. And McManus able to put it through. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. But in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. Returning it, Isaiah McKenzie. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Buffalo set to get the football back here. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the fourth quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
Second down and 8. They go right back to Singletary. And he'll get this one up to the 26.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on third down. Now Allen. And that nearly intercepted. Well, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's fourth down. Here's Matt Hawk now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. A gain of 6 there on first.
How about the timing on that one, where they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
To throw again on second down, Bridgewater. And he's taken in by the tight end Fant. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It's a big play there for the Broncos. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Bridgewater now for Gordon on the draw. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
From the 29, Bridgewater. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the Bills are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. He'll give it to Singletary here to start the drive. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. Right back to Singletary on 2nd down. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 106 yards rushing for him now in the ballgame. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
They'll run on 1st down with Moss. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Let's go.
Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Allen going to give this one to Singletary. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7.
Every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
4th quarter with a lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on 1st down. They did that, plus 3.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.